I would like to invite Professor Dr. Mohammad Idris sir. He is assessor Ayush NABH QCI, Head Unani Department, University of Delhi, and PG Department of Unani Pharmaceuticals, former Dean, Faculty of Ayurveda and Unani Medicine, University of Delhi, Principal and Medical Superintendent, Ayurvedic and Unani Tibia College and Hospital, Government of Delhi. I would like to welcome you, sir, to guide us on NABH accreditation for Ayush. Welcome, Idris, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Pavanji. First of all, I have to say something regarding the Ayush mark. The discussion centered around some questions and some query regarding the Ayush mark, especially on quality control. Sir, this is Dr. Harish or Dr. Madan Thangobalu. Both were very pertinent regarding the quality control of Ayush product. They are right. But as far as Ayush products are concerned, they are based on the natural products, herbs, their cultivation, and especially agroclimatic condition. All these factors pertain to the quality control. So, as the query by the Dr. Harish Vermaji regarding the quality aspect, especially he gave two examples of Chyawanprash and Ashwagandha. Unfortunately, we have a lot of diagnostic parameters, STL, and so many instrumentation. But we have not find any single marker. Earlier it was try to have a single ingredient, and on this basis it should be used as a marker. But that scheme was also failed. Our products are based on our classical approach. Classical means our Ayurvedic or Unani principles. So we cannot go at par with the modern pharmaceutical API, what they call the active pharmaceutical ingredient. We cannot quantify how many APIs are in a single drug, not to talk of poly pharmaceuticals or compound formulations. So this is very difficult thing to get right now. One thing I would like to add, Government of India is taking all these issues, especially from export point of view, and a task for Ayush export council has been given to the FICCI to prepare policy documents, and hopefully this will come out in a very short period that will be able to have sets of guidelines to export our product, especially Ayush Premium Mars products. So this is all about the Ayush products. This is all, as Dr. Jory said, they are all come the certification mode. But the NABH is the accreditation. There is a lot of difference between the certification and accreditation. Accreditation is a formal recognition by an authoritative body of the competence to work to specified standards. We have here given some standards. For example, accreditation standards for Ayurveda hospitals, they are as many as the 98. For Unani, they are the 95. Or to achieve these standards, there are certain objective elements. So for Ayurveda hospitals, there are 590 objective elements to achieve the 98 standards. And in Unani, there are 491 objective elements. These standards or objective elements are based on 10 components. These 10 components are divided into two parts. The 5 based on the patient centric, and the other 5 are the facility SCO, healthcare organization centric. So the patient centric standards are access, assessment, and continuity of care. We call it the ACT, care of patients, COP, management of medication, patient rights and education, and hospital infection committee. All these 5 pertain to patient care standards. And the remaining standards are organizations, continuous quality improvement, responsibilities of management, facility management and safety, human resource management, and information management system. So nowadays, as you all know, Government of India has launched a scheme by the name of Ayushman Bharat, in which they are providing financial assistance up to the more than 5 lakhs to BPL patients to get the treatment at private hospitals. So if a person gets treatment from the NABH accredited hospitals, it would be easy for him or her to get their care. So in that way, the accreditation of hospital are very beneficial to both the patient as well as the proprietors of the hospital, or doctors, we may call it. Second, the standardization of our healthcare system. As we are talking about the Ayush products, so in a similar way, we are also have some doubts regarding our healthcare. So in this field, NABH has done a marvelous work, create standards, and to achieve, they have made very extensive or comprehensive objective elements. So the process is going on. There are 2 types of assessment. One is the pre-assessment. We call it the assessment, not inspection. Inspection being some their दरोगागिरी, वहां पे कुछ इस तरह का restriction आता है. So the NABH call it the assessment. And after pre-assessment, if there are some non-conformity as per the standards, so we may inform the SCO regarding the NCs. These are the NCs, or please remove it. We also help doctors to how to remove these NCs. After removing the NCs, the second assessment is done, which is called as the final assessment. After getting the final assessment, the SCO, healthcare organization, is accredited to the NABH for a period of 2 years after depositing some fees. The fees is very low, and after final assessment, the next year will be the surveillance assessment, just to have a watch or monitor, are these the standards mentioned in the accreditation are religiously are following or not. So there is a separate assessment. We call the surveillance assessment. And after 2 years, we renew it. So again, the same process for the renewal. So this is the very simple process, but looks very difficult. So I request all the stakeholders, especially the proprietors of SCOs or doctors, approach the portal of NABH, nabh.co, and where you will find the separate template for Ayush, and then go through the Ayush Hospitals Accreditation Program, in which all detail you will get there. So this is very, though it is mandatory to fulfill all the standards, but they are not so difficult. So we don't hesitate. Majority of our doctors consider these standards are very, very tough to adopt or follow. But when you have go through these standards, you will find majority of your clinic, your hospitals, you are already fulfilling all these standards, but not in a way the NABH wants. So I request you, please get aware with this accreditation process by just visiting nabh.co portal, and you will get a lot of information there. All standards is a published book. So in Ayurveda, there is a second edition of standards. We call the accreditation standards for Ayurveda hospitals, and likewise the Unani is the first edition of standards. These publications are available from NABH. So I request all stakeholders to just go through, and first you assess your infrastructure, your manpower, and finally your healthcare service which you are providing, and go through the standards. So you will find there a lot of work you have already done in terms of infrastructure. Especially there's two things very important. One is the certificate from your state. In a number of states, there's the Clinical Establishment Act. So first you get registered with that body. Secondly, some statutory requirement regarding the water, air, and bio-waste material pollution from your state pollution. So these two requirements are very mandatory. Clinical Establishment Act is, I think, implemented all over India except Delhi, UT. So you have, I think you must have already get registered with this body. The second one, in some states, there are also some BMW registrations, and some they are paying some fees for it. Even the small clinics, they are also get registered with the State Pollution Board. So I think these two mandatory requirements for getting accreditation by the NABH. I would request you get your facility accredited with NABH. It would definitely enhance your healthcare service. Nowadays, the people are very confident and very aware regarding the service you are providing, and they are well aware regarding some regulatory benchmark. So, though it is a new thing in the Ayush field, but it is not difficult. It is applicable. The people at NABS Secretariat are very gentle, very cooperative, and very nice people. So if you get number from the portal, then you can contact them. They will definitely provide you help at any stage, right from the basic information up to the accreditation process. Maximum services are providing on online basis. So it is very easy. Don't rush to the headquarter Delhi. You can get all these formality from your desktop or laptop or even phone from your clinic or hospitals. I would request all stakeholders to get accreditation of your facility as soon as possible.
Sir, one question arises in my mind. We have approximately 450 plus Jandu Ayurved Chikitsalaya.
Okay.
So whether it is applicable to single doctor also, or it is applicable to hospital only, big hospital having Panchkarm units, indoor beds, whatever it is, or like clinical establishment that it is applicable on single doctor sitting in single clinic, single chamber, 110 by 10 room. So whether it is applicable to that also, or it is applicable only to big hospitals. Kindly guide us, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good question. Last year, 2020, the NABH has made this facility to a small clinic having a single doctor. So we have made the standards for Ayush entry level for hospital and centers. So if you have Panchkarma Center or Ilaj with Tadbir Center in Unani and Panchkarma in Ayurveda, or having the single therapist or single doctors, you can get also NABH accreditation. Or moreover, we have also certification scheme, but the scheme certification is a very short period, hardly having a few relaxation. So it would be better to get complete accreditation rather than the certification. So even a single person having its having his own clinic, he can also approach the NABH under the Ayush entry level clinics or centers to get accreditation. Last year,
without Panchkarma, without any therapy center also, na sir? Suppose I am a doctor. I have one assistant like a compounder.
No. There are certain requirements. For example, there is separate accreditation for Panchkarma Center. So there are certain standards for accreditation for Panchkarma Center. So there are requirement of a doctor. Suppose the doctor there having the MD Panchkarma or Kaya Chikitsa, he is eligible along with a therapist. Bare minimum requirement. Suppose he himself is doing all the karmas, then there is no need to have any separate therapist. He is quite eligible. So as a consultant, we require at least MD in that particular field, be it the Panchkarma or Kaya Chikitsa or Shalakya or Prasuti Stri Rog. In all these domains, the consultant must have the post-graduation qualification.
There is no need of therapy chambers and therapist. Suppose the doctor is consulting there.
Of course, if you are applying for the Panchkarma, then there is
no Panchkarma, sir. Without Panchkarma.
No. So there is no specified therapy room with so itna by itna. There's no specific standards in terms of measurement. You have quite space in which the patient that is the space is conducive for the patient as well as the doctor. That's sufficient. We have no specific 10 by 10 का कमरा होना चाहिए या थेरेपी रूम जो होता है 10 by 15 होना चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Not at all. No measurements for any therapy or any OT or any other services space. There is no measurement is given. The sufficient space should be provided. Sufficient.
एक क्वेश्चन और था, छोटा चाइल्डिश क्वेश्चन है, क्षमा कीजिएगा सर. क्या फिर केवल ग्रेजुएट डॉक्टर जो सीनियर है, बहुत
हाँ.
सीनियर है लेकिन ग्रेजुएट है, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट
जी.
नहीं है, तो क्या वो एनएबीएच के लिए अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते?
देखिए, ऐसा एनएबीएच में हम लोग क्या करते हैं सर, स्कोप ऑफ सर्विसेज देते हैं, हम कुछ नहीं देते. एक आपको एक्रीडिटेशन करते हैं, आपकी क्लिनिक या हॉस्पिटल का नहीं करते सर. उसमें स्कोप ऑफ सर्विसेज होती है. स्कोप ऑफ सर्विसेज इन टर्म्स ऑफ जो स्पेशलाइज्ड आप सर्विस दे रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, आप जनरल मेडिसिन दे रहे हैं, काय चिकित्सा या यूनानी के मौलिजात, तो फिर उस मौलिजात को जब आप कहेंगे कि हम हमारे एससीओ के अंदर, हेल्थ केयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर हम आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन की फैसिलिटी देते हैं और वो हम उसको एक्रीडिटेशन चाहते हैं, तो उसका कंसल्टेंट मस्ट बी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट सर.
इस मामले
अब ये
में
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सर. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ यंग चैप्स आर अवेलेबल हैविंग द पीजी. सो ये बहुत पहले थी, अब इसीलिए उन्होंने थोड़ा सा इसको इसकी अपग्रेड किया है, एजुकेशन को, क्वालिफिकेशन को. जो पीजी का भी किया है उन्होंने हार्डली 2 years बैक. अदरवाइज पहले तो एक्सपीरियंस ही बेसिस मान लेते थे. अब इतने पीजी हमारे ग्रेजुएट्स और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट्स अवेलेबल हैं, तो ये कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सर.
नहीं, मैं इसलिए सर रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा था कि आउट ऑफ 450 क्लिनिक्स, सपोज
जी.
200 डॉक्टर्स आर वेरी सीनियर,
जी.
रोरिंग प्रैक्टिशनर, बट
जी.
दे
जी.
आर बीएमएस, ओल्ड बीएमएस, बीआईएमएस, बीएमएस,
यू आर राइट सर.
BUMS, but they
सही
are
सर.
not MD or postgraduate. So whether they should apply for their accreditation of their center or they should not apply.
नहीं, दे शुड अप्लाई, बट क्या करें कि वो उनको उस पर कर सकते हैं सर, ऑन कॉल. ऐसा नहीं है परमानेंट दिखाने का. आप जो लोग जिनका वो अपना क्लिनिक है, वहीं पे एक ऑन कॉल कर दें कि साहब हम ये पंचकर्मा या हम काय चिकित्सा या शल्यशाला की जो भी कर रहे हैं, या हम स्त्री रोग में हम ये कर रहे हैं, या प्रसूति में, तो ऑन कॉल एक एमडी डॉक्टर्स हैं जिनकी क्वालिफिकेशन ये है, जब हम उनकी जरूरत पड़ती है तो हम उनको कॉल कर लेते हैं. तो इस तरह से एक प्रोविजन है सर उसमें.
वहां तो सर ईगो की बात हो जाएगी, क्योंकि वो एमडी डॉक्टर उसी सीनियर डॉक्टर से सीख रहा होगा.
नहीं, सीखने का नहीं
वो
है, सीखा
उसी
हुआ है
सीनियर
सर.
डॉक्टर.
नहीं सर, सीखा हुआ है सर. ऐसा ईगो का नहीं है सर कोई मसला. ऐसा नहीं है
जी.
कोई. पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करने के बाद ऐसा नहीं होता कि एक्सपीरियंस को वो उसको कहना चाहिए उससे ऊपर आ जाए. एक्सपीरियंस का देयर इज नो सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ एनी कहना चाहिए थिंग. एक्सपीरियंस का तो कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट ही नहीं है सर. ये क्वालिफिकेशन की हम बात कर रहे थे सर.
सर पीजी
क्वालिफिकेशन
पढ़ाने
और
वाले
एक्सपीरियंस
ग्रेजुएट थे.
जी.
ऐसा है कि
पीजी पढ़ाने वाले भी ग्रेजुएट्स हुआ करते थे किसी जमाने
सर
में.
उससे पहले ग्रेजुएट ही नहीं थे हमारे यहाँ. गुरुकुल सर, गुरुकुल सिस्टम था सर. गुरुकुल से होते हुए तब गुरु हमारे निकले. गुरु के बाद फिर हमारे जो उनके बाद इंस्टीट्यूशन बने. तो अब चूंकि यंग अब काफी लोग पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट्स आ रहे हैं, तो उनको आप ऑन कॉल रख सकते हैं सर. ये कोई बीच में बाधा नहीं है सर.
But I should tell you कि in the ISO world we moved from qualification to competence based personnel requirements.
Okay.
And we do not increasingly do not require any minimum qualification. Instead we say please define the knowledge and skill which is needed, and then you can evaluate, and if the person is competent, he is competent. So my suggestion to you would be, if you are involved in NABH, so the problem that Dr. Pawan Sharma was pointing out, and I have heard of this problem earlier also, is that while you may prescribe MD, etc. for certain this thing, you should have an exception clause where if a BAMS is able to demonstrate the knowledge that is needed to treat patients in a particular specialization by virtue of having done it for 20 years, there should be a provision that can be acceptable. To my mind, we should not insist on absolutely, we should not, bind ourselves to that. Unless there is an MD, we will not accept.
नहीं सर, ठीक है, मैं आपकी बात से आई एम फुल्ली एग्री विद यू सर। ये जब आया था 2 साल पहले, इस पे काफी कुछ डिस्कशन हुआ। मैंने आप ही की बात को रखा था, मैंने कहा कि अगर कोई एक्सपीरियंस्ड आदमी है आप उसमें कर दीजिए 5 ईयर 10 ईयर का, जस्ट टू इक्वलेंट टू द एमडी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन, उसके बीइंग चूंकि वो उतना एक्सपीरियंस है, उसको एक्सपोजर है। लेकिन वो
पैनल इंटरव्यू कर
लेकिन
लें।
सर, लेकिन नहीं सर, ये प्रॉब्लम कहाँ से अराइज हुई? ये केरला के अंदर जब थेरेपिस्ट को हमने वो किया, उनके सेंटर्स को एक्रेडिटेड किया, तो उसके अंदर ये दिक्कत आई कि साहब डिफरेंट टाइप की क्वालिफिकेशन है, किसी की 1 मंथ है, किसी की 6 मंथ है। चूंकि कोई इस तरह का इंस्टीट्यूशन नहीं चल रहा जो पंचकर्मा का कोई सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स करता हो फॉर मैस्योर और पंचकर्मा टेक्नीशियन, तब वहां पे ये बात आई कि कोई ना कोई तो हमें बेंचमार्क बनाना पड़ेगा ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ
हमने
क्वालिफिकेशन।
किया ना योगा स्कीम में हमने किया ना, वी मेड अ स्कीम, वी डिफाइंड द नॉलेज एंड स्किल्स व्हिच इज नीडेड बाय अ योगा टीचर, एंड वी सेड वी डोंट केयर फ्रॉम व्हाट रूट यू आर कमिंग इन। आपके पास एमए है या आपके पास 15 दिन का कोर्स किया हुआ है या आपने सेल्फ स्टडी किया, एवरीथिंग इज एक्सेप्टेबल as long as you prove to us you have the knowledge and you have the skills, then we will evaluate you for that. And yoga certification is running on that. I'm still a member of yoga board. I created that scheme, and I'm still a member of the yoga board. It's running on that principle. There's no prescription of any kind to the eligibility of people who want to be certified as yoga instructors and yoga teachers.
You're right, sir. You're right.
So that's the model that we need to move in. At least as an exception, if not as a general model,
No,
at least provide for that route to be available.
Okay, sir. I'll try my best to get it in the next AC meeting. If there is some problem or some represent in that way, then we will definitely, I personally.
Sure, thanks. Yeah.
My pleasure. Bye.